House committee is taking up a slate of legislation aimed at protecting kids and their privacy online, but the bills are receiving criticism for being too weak. The House Energy and Commerce Committee is considering 19 pieces of legislation, including a new version of the Kids Online Safety Act that sailed through the Senate last year before stalling out in the House. Lawmakers say it's another push to safeguard the nation's youth from the dangers of social media and new artificial intelligence tools. But parents who lost children to online dangers and activists are speaking out against what they see as a weaker version of the act. Maureen Flatley, president of Stop Child Predators, joins me now to discuss the bills. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So the House heard more than a dozen bills today regarding online child safety. In your opinion, will these bills actually help children?
I really don't think so. I watched the hearing, and of course, I've been working on this issue for a long time. And it really felt a lot like Congress was rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, actually. The issue for me and for a lot of us is that by ignoring the actual criminals who are perpetrating these crimes against kids, we're not only not solving the problem, we're encouraging more abuse online. So I really feel that in addition to the obvious constitutional issues, the parental rights issues, that these bills are really missing the mark.
Can you explain more about the AI regulation moratorium to protect children proposed by President Trump and Senator Ted Cruz?
Sure. I'm a huge fan of the moratorium proposal, and this is why. I have spent 40 years watching the states create meaningless rules and laws around kids, have not had tremendous results with children. The last time I checked, there were 1,071 bills introduced in all 50 states around AI. There is no way that these regulations aren't going to be in conflict. Many of them are ill-informed. And at the end of the day, AI is not just interstate commerce, it's global commerce. So my feeling is very strongly that we need to pump the brakes on these state initiatives, and we need to stop and take a look at this AI issue. And quite frankly, we need a Marshall Plan. We need a moonshot. We need something that's visionary and big, that puts guardrails in place, but doesn't sort of throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Many U.S. lawmakers say they're working to protect children online. So what's missing from the conversation they're having on Capitol Hill?
Well, there were 19 bills under consideration today. I think I've read all of them. And I know some of the members who were speaking at the hearing, and I think that they're all well-intended. But the problem is they don't seem to be connecting the dots. I'll use as an example Sammy's Law, which is a bill that arose from a horrible and tragic situation where a young boy, Sammy, bought drugs on a social media platform and subsequently died of an overdose. There's been a tremendous amount of talk about penalizing the platform, but there has been zero talk about penalizing the drug dealer. So that drug dealer is still out there victimizing kids. Same thing with the sextortion cases. There's a global gang based in Nigeria, the Yahoo Boys, who have been responsible for a huge amount of abuse online. The tech companies are mandated reporters. They're calling in millions of cyber tips every year, many of which are not even examined, much less investigated in any meaningful way. But they're private companies. It's as if they're calling 911 roughly 30 million times a year, but the police are only coming a small percentage of the time. When they call the government to complain that no one's answering their 911 calls, the government tells them, well, if you don't get rid of the criminals yourself, we're going to sue you. Well, they're private companies and they can't do that. So the whole conversation has been sort of hinged on a false predicate. And until we start to focus on the law enforcement piece of this, the problems are going to continue to grow. And the other concern that I have that is no small thing is that these are decisions that parents should be making. And so to a great extent, the way these bills are framed is both, somewhat condescending to parents and certainly overreaching. And I can certainly assure you, having monitored the child welfare system in the U.S. for many years, the government makes a terrible parent.
Maureen Flatley, thank you so much.
Thank you.